Collecting the TROC cars is something that's been both pretty easy and also really frustrating for me as a cars collector. When the Neon Racers, Ice Racers, Carbon Racers, and Carnival Racers were coming out, I wasn't really focused on them, and I didn't buy any of them. A few years ago, I realized that a lot of the TROC cars were really starting to go up in price. So I made it a goal of mine to collect as many of them as I could before they became ridiculously expensive. And something that I soon learned was that there are really two types of TROC cars, the cheap ones and the expensive ones. And there are very few cars that fall in between. Yeah, if you want to collect TROC, there are some items that you're gonna be able to get your hands on pretty easily. And then there are a bunch of other items that are incredibly frustrating to get. The Ice Racers have been pretty easy for me to get. I have Rahul, Max Schnell, Vitaly Petrov. All of those were pretty cheap ones. More recently, I got Lewis Hamilton and Nigel Gearsley, which are a little more rare, but not as much. And then the rest of them, for the most part, are pretty crazy. Francesco is crazy expensive, and Jeff here is crazy expensive as well. Honestly, the Ice Racers line is quite a bit easier to collect than some of the other ones because the Carbon Racers and Carnival Racers get insane when you move beyond their first waves. Yeah, the Carbon Racers line apparently had really poor distribution of its second wave, resulting in items like Carbon Racers Carlo Veloso here, who I'm very lucky to have, being roughly $100 in box. Francesco's crazy expensive, a ton of them are crazy expensive, and the same is true for the Carnival Racers, whose second wave, if I remember correctly, had to kind of compete with the start of Cars 3 merchandise. So yeah, that was also pretty rare. And honestly, Carnival Racers' first wave is pretty crazy rare as well. So a lot of TROC cars are pretty hit or miss, and if you're trying to get a full collection of any of the lines, it is pretty frustrating. Luckily for me, getting a full collection has never been the intention. I've just been trying to get as many as I can, and that has resulted in some frustration for me since, again, a lot of these crazy rare items mean that I can't get some of my personal favorite items in the line. I don't have any of the Carnival Racers, for example, and I would love to get some more Francescos, but basically all the TROC Francescos are crazy expensive. One of my most wanted TROC items for a very long time now has been Ice Racers Jeff Gorvette here, who is really difficult to get. This guy is typically listed for around $50, which I think is just way too much for a single car's item. That's way out of my budget for buying a single car. Luckily though, a few months back, I found him for way cheaper. I found an eBay listing selling him for only about $20, and I got it for Christmas and was so excited to finally add this car to my collection. Once again showing that if you wait long enough on a rare item, you may very well find someone who lists it online for a lot cheaper than usual, and you'll really luck out. Hello everybody, and welcome back to yet another review, and to another Ice Racer review here on the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Jeff Gorvette. I am so excited to finally have this item. This has been one of my most wanted cars for years now, one of those sort of pipe dream items that I never thought I'd get. I was so excited to get it for Christmas. I was so excited that my parents were able to buy that cheap listing for me, that someone didn't get to it before them. Oh my gosh, this guy looks so good. Really, the main reason why I'm interested in this car is because of that fantastic facial expression. But the more I look at it, the more I love the other details. So let's take a closer look here. Of course, we have Jeff's artwork here, looking very nice. His regular Cars 2 artwork photoshopped into being an ice racer. He's kicking up some snow on the side, and we have that sort of classic stylized Russian silhouette background. We also have a little lens flare from the sun. We've got Jeff's name written there, the Ice Racers logo, and as with all Ice Racers, this very cool, icy, rocky, textured pattern on the bubble, which is really cool to see. On the back of the package, we have the description for the series. When an unexpected snowstorm leaves the racer stranded, they take to the icy streets of Moscow for a fast and furious race through the city. The fun inspires the racers to start the Transcontinental Race of Champions, a series of extreme racing challenges that put their motoring skills to the test. And on the back, you can see Carla, Nigel, Rip, Lightning, Max Schnell, and Lewis. I have these three. I'm honestly not sure if I plan on getting any more of the ice racers. All the ones left are pretty expensive. If I find them for a good deal, I guess I will, but I'm pretty content with the lineup I have. This is actually my first ever Taro C Jeff Gorvette variant other than the Silver Racer, so I am very, very happy about this. Let's get him out of the package here. And, yeah, all right, here we go. You know, Jeff Gorvette is one of those items, one of those characters that I'm always very happy to see receive new variants. He's a character that I really, really like, one of my personal favorite racers, and I've built up quite a collection of his variants, I think. Where is my normal Cars 2, Jeff? Where? I don't know. The Race and Rescue one is supposed to be here as well. That I do have with me. But I'm not sure where my normal Cars 2 Jeff is. He must be hanging out with his beloved canon best friend, Pat Traxon. Anyway, here is Jeff out of the package. And this item looks so good, genuinely. This facial expression is absolutely perfect. One of my main criticisms of the Race and Rescue Jeff variant was how the eye expression they gave him really didn't match the mouth expression. Jeff's mouth is so weird. It's just this big, giant, rounded off scowl. Changing the eyes really doesn't work usually. And honestly, reviewing the Race and Rescue Jeff made me realize that I really wasn't a big fan of his classic facial expression either. It is a little awkward. But this face on him not only has eyes that work with the mouth perfectly, that are different than the usual eyes, I think they also just look a lot more like the character than his original expression. I think this is easily the best Jeff Gorvette facial expression we've ever gotten. It really, really looks spot on to the character. And something that helps it is this very unique black outline on the roof, something that has never been given to a Jeff variant again, but it is a detail on him in the movie. I think they definitely went a bit too far with it. It is not this big in the movie. Even looking at the artwork here, the black section should not be this large, but I'm not gonna lie, while it should be a little thinner, I think it honestly looks really, really good, and it adds to this Jeff looking a lot more movie accurate facial expression wise. That was really the main reason why I like this item. I just adore this facial expression so much. It's so great, so character accurate, but beyond that, his other details are really great too. We've got the Ice Racers logo there on the hood. We've got the snowy overspray on him that makes him look a little shiny that all of the ice racers have, as well as the little speckled snowflakes here on the front by his mouth, by the bumper. One of my main criticisms of the ice racers while reviewing basically all of them has been that the light blue coloring is pretty hit or miss. Some look really good with light blue added, others don't, and I think Jeff is one of the items that genuinely looks pretty solid with that light blue added on. He also has the Corvette logo there, which is nice since some variants, like his original release, are missing that. I really like his mirrors being redone in light blue. That looks very, very cool as well. His yellow is actually a little bit darker, almost more of like a burnt yellow or orange color, though I think that might just be a result of the overspray on him. I'm not sure how intentional that was. Moving on to the side, I absolutely love how this looks. It is a little bit messy, honestly, with all of the additional snow detailing, but I really like what they did here. We've got his typical American flag, but the white section at the bottom, actually, I don't think that section's usually white. I think that's just usually yellow or red in the case of the color changer that I just pulled out there. That section that is usually yellow was changed to a light blue. We saw a similar thing happen with the Race and Rescue one here, as you can see, where they made that section gray. And yeah, I think it works here pretty well. And he also has some other light blue on him that helps make that work as well. we have all the stars, and again, like I said, some more light blue there on the wheels. I always love how the wheels on these ice racers look with all the speckling of the snow. And of course, if you flip it on the bottom, you can see they are fully white. He's got the number 24 back there, as well as a GTS2 logo, which is interesting, not something that's on the normal Jeff. We also have his little flag and sort of code name there with the JG24. Very cool, almost completely hidden, much easier to see on that side. But yeah, very cool small detail, something that I'm pretty sure all of the ice racers had. Moving on to the back, the spoiler's been changed to a light blue as well, and we've got your Gorvette logo, as well as some Russian writing, the American flag, the ice racers logo, and you can see some white there, which of course is part of the base. There's a look at the other side. And finally, there is a look at the base. This item comes together, just the lonely Gorvette logo down there, to make genuinely such a great looking ice racer. As someone who typically sees the line as hit or miss, I think this is genuinely the best the line has to offer. It uses the new color scheme really well, and has one of the best alternate facial expressions I've seen for really any of the World Grand Prix racers. So there you have it, guys. Ice Racers Jeff, an item that I'm very happy that I found for a cheaper price. This is one I've wanted for a very long time, and I'm so glad to add it to my collection. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this item in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.